Hi there, it's Mark Sebastian, founder of Option Pit, and this is the Vol Report. Reminder, this is for education purposes only, shouldn't be considered investment advice. Options have risk. Well, we had a nice webinar last night. We're going to be doing an encore on Wednesday at 4:30 Eastern Time. Expect to see the invite for that today. It is great to see everybody, and let's talk vol. So here we are. And markets are mostly red, but barely red after being very red yesterday after the bell. And why? It rhymes with Chetflix. Netflix is off the lows, but still down 10%. And, as the day moves along, I think it'll flop around. But this will be one where I do think that there's some opportunity. Take a look at a vol chart here. And I think that there's some decent opportunity to trade around it. I think vol may drop a little bit more, but I think we may be in a little bit of a new vol regime for it. I think that there's some new uncertainty around Netflix, and let's just say Netflix ain't chilling today. Up next is Goldman Sachs. They were up big on earnings and now getting slammed. We've seen this with the financials a bunch, where they look great and then they get pasted. Goldman in particular looks bad. J.P. Morgan is still up. So is Citi and Bank of America. So today appears to be just more of a Goldman thing than anything. IWM has earnings tomorrow morning. It's down. I think there's a lot of assumptions that it will be down. So that'll be an interesting one to kind of look at. And everyone's favorite Apple is also off a little bit today as we're watching this, but looking pretty strong still. Not like the other ones. Looking at the individual sectors, biotechs are up a little bit today. Really, energy is down again. A little bit soft technology, but not really. Industrials and energy are really where things are soft. Looking at our major indexes, the S&P is, call it flat. VIX is down. Red, slightly red. VIX is down. You've got a decent down move in the NASDAQ and not really in the Dow, but the VIX down again, I think, is a bit of a canary in a coal mine. And I would point that the Russell 2000 is up nicely. So you have a red VIX and a green Russell 2000. And I think that is what is going to pull certainly the S&P green. S&P green. And then probably pull the NASDAQ. There's a shot that NASDAQ and Dow get to flattish. It's going to be a little tougher just because Netflix is taking on the chin so bad. So some other names we're kind of keeping an eye on. Square was one that got brought up yesterday. Still watching Microsoft. It's exactly where I kind of want it to be. So I'm probably going to be shutting down my Microsoft trade today. It's not going to get a lot better than it currently is. And, going to be playing around with a few of kind of the names that got brought up to me yesterday to look at in terms of earnings. AAL looked kind of interesting yesterday in terms of some potential earnings plays. So I'll be maybe looking at some of the transpos. So that's kind of what the day looks like. I think it's going to be a fun one, and I think there's going to be some money to be made. But I think we got a decent shot of going green today. All right, folks, you got questions? You can email me mark@optionpit.com or call me 888-TRADE-01.